Merry Christmas. Dude, that is a cylinder head. So they're in bags. I really don't want to take them out, but I really want to take them out. So I'm going to undo the top so you can just see it real quick. All right. So this is the MBE CID casting, but MBE prepped. All the machine work and everything done to them is from Matt Bieneman at MBE in North Carolina. So I'll put a link. I'm sure you already seen the video part of us picking these up. It's after Christmas. We're just finally getting around to opening these up. Oh my God, these are so cool. Tell me that don't look like a billet piece right there. Look at that. All lightened. Everything's O-ringed. Things are sick looking. Exhaust port. Intake port. Pretty big. Make some horsepower with these, boy. So these flow 480 CFM. They will make a lot of power. So I'm going to put these back. And I'm going to show you the intake that goes with it. I'll fix these later. These are the valve covers that come with it. Moroso makes valve covers for them. And then they put their logo on them, but they're nice gaskets. All right. This is the valley tray. So this valley tray goes between. So it's not just a piece of aluminum that they just put a piece of aluminum in there. All right. It's all machined. It's real light, real nice looking, all CNC'd. Okay. So all this gets bolted on to the two sides of the head. All the fasteners are in here. These are the lash caps for the valves. So all this stuff is all like really, really nice. So if you see it, it's got, that's bolted to that, and then this gets bolted to the each side of the head. Jessel valve. The valve train is all from Jessel, which is nice because they're not that far from us here, about an hour away. Okay, all shaft. Again, Jessel stuff is like super, super nice. They're all sealed. I'm not even going to open them up. Aluminum. So, there you go. In there, these are the mount. These go on the head, and they have all these little things here are everything that holds it down.
What's that?
These are the rockers. So the rockers, this is one of the rockers. This will go on here, right? Open and close. Nice, 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 nice stuff. Expensive, but good stuff. Right? This is something that you don't buy like, oh, let's go get another one tomorrow, or I think I'm going to change my mind and go with a big block. Or I'm thinking I'm going to change my mind and go with a small block. No. I thought about this for a long, long time before I made a decision where I was going to buy everything and what I was getting. After we put the small motor, I call it the small motor, together. And again, we did some good stuff with that. That ran nice. What I'm going to do with that is, that's not an oil pan, that's the two valve covers. That's the valley tray. And then this is the only thing we don't know if we're going to use yet. So this intake, this thing is sick looking too. We had this lightened. So this looks like a billet piece also, but it's not. This thing is like super, super nice. So That's the intake manifold. They run it through the CNC machine, and they ball peen finish the whole thing. Number 12 injector rails. Thing is huge. And then this will get an elbow. I really, really, really hate the elbows. On the little motor, I actually had Bain Racing out of Australia. They're big into small block Fords. Make us the intake that you see on the car now. I called them about making an intake for this setup, but they need the heads to do it. And I'm not really going to ship these to Australia and back after what I went through getting that intake manifold. Okay, it got held up in customs for like 5 or 6 weeks because there was a t-shirt in the box. Talk about crazy stuff. So there's a list of stuff in there, and it was a free. The guy gives you spent $2,500 on an intake manifold. The guy gave you a free t-shirt. It's in the box. I finally get a call from customs. They're like, well, there's something in the box that's not
metal
taxed. You know, you need to pay taxes or tariffs on it. I'm like, really? I said, take the t-shirt and keep it or throw it out. Do something. If that's what the problem is, just take it out. No, well, we can't open the box. They finally sent it. One of these days, I'm going to show you the box. It came in a crate, like a pine box crate. I mean, beautiful.
Really nice.
Yeah, really nice. Like the box was as nice as the intake manifold. So, but anyway, so Matt set us up with this at MBE, and this thing works. I mean, they already made like stupid power with this setup, so I know what kind of power it's gonna make. I just don't like this elbow deal. I actually bought in this box. I bought a kit from Tick Performance that this gets machined down, but I'm not sure if it's going to work with this because it doesn't look like it's going to work with this. What happens is this gets machined down, this gets welded in place, and then it gets another elbow like that, but it sits way down here lower. But I'm not going to take a chance of ruining an intake manifold to see if this is going to work. Plus, this is only 105 millimeter. This needs to be 125 millimeter throttle body. So we're not going to do that. I'm probably just going to end up selling that right there, that Tick Performance thing. I might sell this. I don't know yet. We're going to talk to, there's a guy that Matt gave us a number for, another guy that does, it's a billet bottom with, so basically it'll look like the one we got. We'll see. But I mean, this thing, this is ported, matched to the cylinder heads. So it's not like a stock off the shelf deal. And it's light. I mean, like, compared to like it's probably as light as my small block Ford, like a regular, like a Victor Jr. maybe, like a Super Victor. It's probably that. Might be a little bit heavier than that, but that's about it. For the size that this thing is, that's nothing. And that's with the rails on it. So that's the setup for this. We're not putting this together for a while. I do have the billet block that we got from Washington State. So the plan right now, so you guys know what we're doing, the plan is going to be, we're going to use the cast aluminum block that we got from Florida. We're going to put the crank. So let me back up. So the original plan was take the 363. The 363 only has 9-to-1 compression pistons in it and steel Oliver rods in it, because we were going to do gasoline. But my buddy decided, no, you got to put fuel injection on it. You're watching, right? Yeah. So we were gonna do fuel we were gonna do, you know, regular fuel gas. So I put 9-to-1 compression pistons in it. Everything else is all like done to the T. Everything, Jessel rockers. I mean, diamond pistons. I mean, everything that you possibly, because I bought parts for 3 years for that motor to put that together. From intake to oil pan. I mean, so nothing but the best stuff. The problem was when we decided to go to alcohol, the camshaft and the piston compression was more for the gasoline setup. So about a year ago, I called Diamond Pistons, talked to the guy there, and he set me up with pistons that'll replace the pistons that are in the motor now. So I got 9-to-1 in there now. We're going to end up with 11.8-to-1 in there. Same weight, same everything. So I wouldn't have had to rebalance the engine. So I bought pistons, and I bought another cam, right, to work with the pistons and the whole setup. Same blower, same heads, everything that's on there, nothing else was going to change. So it was going to make a lot more power. So I ordered this stuff, and the cam, like normally you could get a cam in I mean, literally we've gotten cams in like 3 days. Like order it on a Monday morning, and like by Thursday, things are getting dropped off. Okay, custom ground, whatever you want. If you guys need, I use comp cams mostly for everything except for the crazy race stuff. We use bullet cams. So if you need something like this stuff, John at Bullet Cams. Well known for blowers, nitrous, and you know, power adder stuff. So I ordered the camshaft. That took a little while. Actually it only took maybe 3 or 4 weeks. I ordered the cam. The pistons, they told me was going to take 8 weeks. They actually showed up in like 4. The pistons and the cams have been sitting in the garage for almost a year now. So now what I'm doing with that is, after I was going to build a whole nother motor later, because it was going to take time to get parts because you can't get nothing. So what I did was, the 363 is going to get pulled out. We're going to put the pistons and cam in it, put it back in and retune it. So, but now I'm thinking I got that other block. So we what I might do now is, it's a 427 cubic inch. The rods and the crank will go right in that block. I'll bore it to 125. I'll use those pistons on the aluminum rods with the crank. I already have everything else, and then just put the same heads and everything back on the motor. And instead of being 363 cubic inch, it'll be 427 cubic inch, plus the fixing of the compression and everything else. So we're probably going to end up doing that. So one or the other we're going to end up doing, instead of selling the block and everything else. And then in the meantime, I'm going to keep the billet block and all this stuff, get a Bryant crank, rods and pistons for that, and that'll be 434 cubic inch, but that'll be like with these cylinder heads and whatever we do with this intake manifold. So that's the plan, if you were wondering what we're doing, because you're thinking, what are they doing with all these parts? That's what we're doing. All right, so Merry Christmas. And this ain't going together for a while. I just wanted to show it to you, because this is, if you're going to order stuff like this, it takes a year. We went down there in April, May, June. So we went there in June, and we just picked the stuff up in December. And that's when it wasn't even that crazy. You want stuff now, you need to order stuff like, get your button gear if you want to race something, because you ain't gonna get nothing because parts are way hard to get. The original crank that I was gonna use for this setup, they told me 8 months, not 8 weeks, 8 months. So that's when I found that other crank. I'm like, man, I could buy that motor and have everything, rods, pistons, lifters, everything that I would need to put it together. But I think I'm gonna end up doing that, using those parts on a 427, and then keep on with the project and what I was doing, keep with that plan, and build a 434 with the billet block now. So, all right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll see us as we're doing this. I'll keep you informed.